Hello friends, welcome to Dots of Destiny. Today's video I would like to talk about the wealth in a horoscope. Let us take the name of Ma Lakshmi, Venus, which is very important in wealth generation. Without the wealth in life, the physical body maintenance of the 3D world is very difficult. Why it is important, we all know. The problem with wealth, a little bit I will enhance over here, is that it is important, but understanding that it is Lakshmi is to be nurtured and kept well, and not being, lousy about it. That is very important. So wealth and spirituality, I feel, comes together. That is very important. So, with the name of Ma Lakshmi, Om Namah Shivaya, let us start understanding, in my opinion, how to see the wealth in a horoscope. Now, as you know, there are Dhan yogas in a horoscope, which is very important in determining what the D1 horoscope has to say about wealth. That is a first step. Then I will come to my topic today is Indu Lagna. Indu Lagna is a very good concept, and without Indu Lagna we cannot pinpoint in a horoscope that what is the amount of wealth that this person in this lifetime will generate and will be able to carry forward. Obviously, the dashas over here also are very important, but Indu Lagna, in mind finding about wealth, is a singular, very important factor that we cannot miss out on. So, first in this, in my video, let me tell you certain Dhan yogas that I see in D1 horoscope. The first, I see the second and the 11th house. The second house is your accumulated wealth, 11th house is the gains you have. If these two houses make a relationship with each other, then definitely in this lifetime you will be able to accumulate wealth and lead a good lifestyle in this lifetime. That is very important. The second lord going into the 11th, or 11th coming into second, or second 11th lord sitting in an exalted position, especially in the case of Aquarius and Leo, because it is the same. Mercury is for Leo, the second and the 11th, and for Aquarius it is Jupiter. If this Mercury or this Jupiter is in an exalted position, in a good position, sitting with some yoga karak planet and all these things, then definitely this is a Dhan yoga in your D1 horoscope. The second Dhan yoga that I see in D1 is whether the Lagna Lord has gone into the second or the 11th house. This is also very important, especially the second house I have found, especially 11th house also. Second house is because it is immediately next to the Lagna. The difference between, I'll tell you, the second and the 11th is that second house a person starts earning very early. 11th house it may, but the accumulation may take some time. As you know, 11th is the desire fulfillment house and is the highest of upachya house. The expectation of the person also grows up very high. So what you're earning, what you're accumulating, and what is your expectation out of your own wealth, what you feel, yeah, this amount of wealth I need in my lifetime, that is very different when the Lagna Lord goes into the 11th house. Most of the time I've seen that, especially if it is Krur Graha like Mars, like Saturn, like Rahu in the 11th house, the person becomes very quite a bit more aggressively into money making, and the stature of money they are looking towards, if the Lagna Lord is in the 11th house, is much more. Though Lagna Lord in the second house is also very good for the accumulation, and they do start, their money comes to them, I find, nicely, and that's why a very good Dhan yoga. Now, if the The third Dhan Yoga is the fifth and the ninth if they are connected. One is your Prarabdha and one is your fortune house. If they are connected with each other in the Kendra Trikon, it is best. Definitely it is best. But if it is in the second or the 11th house also, definitely it is good. Definitely. So the fifth lord, ninth lord, three, four things can happen. Either they are exchanging position, that I'll come to later. But the fifth and the ninth lord, if they are sitting together in your Kendra or in your Lagna or fifth and ninth or in the second house, 11th house, this is the category. First, if it is sitting in Kendra, the fifth and ninth together, very good. If it is sitting in the fifth house together, ninth house together, very good. If it is sitting in the second house, because second house is marked, there will be some issues, but still it is very, very good. And if it is sitting in the 11th house also, then also it is your desire fulfillment through your luck and your fortune. So this is my third Dhan Yoga in the D1 horoscope. Then comes a position when I see exchange of the fifth and the ninth with the Kendra lords. This is also very good. Suppose the fifth has gone to the ninth, ninth has gone to the fifth. The fourth has come to the fifth or fifth have gone to the fourth. These kind of exchanges are very, very good actually. These are really good for monetary affluency, really good. And if the overall horoscope says so, the person may really earn in lips and bounds, and that will grow due to just being fortunate about it. That is the prarabdha, that is the good part about it. The last but not the least which I see is that when the second or the 11th lord and the Lagna lord is making some connection in the trines, that is also a good Dhani Yoga. Suppose if recently I saw our horoscope, Lagna lord is sitting in the 10th house, which is an Upachya house, and the strongest, 10th and 11th are the highest of the Upachya houses. So he will be always busy with work related things, and not only that, the second lord from the 6th house, it has gone the second against the Artha Trikon, gone to the 6th house, and it is aspecting the Lagna lord. Jupiter is aspecting from there, from the 6th to the 10th by the 5th aspect. So this kind of combination in a horoscope also ensures that the person will have a continuous flow of income, and he will be able, because all the Artha Trikons are connected with each other. So definitely the Lagna, the first Kendra is in a Upachya house, and the second and the 11th lord Jupiter is also aspecting the Lagna lord. So these kind of combinations I have found is very important from the D1 to find if the horoscope has a scope of going into those kind of the wealth generation that keeps on adding, and usually it does not it usually does not comes down. Another last but not the least, when I see the third lord going with the second or the 11th lord, because third lord is your efforts, and if it is sitting with the second lord or the 11th lord and in a more or less good house, Kendra Trikon is also good, then definitely your money will increase, because the third lord, the job of the third lord is to make you put effort. If it is sitting with the second and the 11th lord, it will make you put effort towards your monetary gains. That will be one of the effort area of your life. So this is what I see overall in the D1. Now, when this is done, there are certain nakshatras I want to talk about, which is very important when it comes to your Indu Lagna. Now, first and foremost, what is Indu Lagna? This is very important. Indu Lagna is the way of a calculation is there, from where, first let me tell you how to find the Indu Lagna, then I'll come how it is seen, and I'll refer horoscopes also. I'll give reference to that. Now, when you open your horoscope, from the Lagna, the ninth lord, and from the moon, the ninth lord, you have to write in a separate page. Now, over here you see on the screen, I am showing you there are certain points and how to calculate. Now see, 7 planets, excluding Rahu Ketu, have been allotted kalas or units as follows. Okay, so these are, now see the first step. Now the add kalas allotted to the lord of ninth from Lagna as well as moon. So what you have to do is that take your Lagna, whatever Lagna you have. Suppose you have Aquarius as the Lagna. Then what is your, from the Lagna, your ninth lord is what? Venus. Write down Venus over there, and by the side of Venus write 12. 12 is allotted to Venus. That amount is allocated. Now from your moon, wherever your moon is placed, suppose you have a Leo moon. From Leo, what is the ninth lord? This is Mars. So Mars is allocated 6 points. So these two, 12 plus 6. Okay, so 12 plus 6, you come to 18. Now 18, when you divide by 12, then you get the remainder is 6, right? The divide 18 by 12. 12. See, count the expunge multiples of 12 and get the remainder. That is the next point. So when you add the point of Venus 12 plus the point of Mars 6, you come into 18. Now this 18 you divide by 12 and you will get as the remainder, whatever remainder you get, that you will be calculating from the moon. From the moon you will go that many places. Okay, so here we are getting 6 from over here. So you go 6 places from the moon, because moon is the Indu Lagna, and there you can note that that house is your Indu Lagna, 6 places from the moon. This I will show you now with a horoscope. Now look at the horoscope that I have put in for you. Just a minute. So this person has a Virgo Lagna and moon in Gemini. So from Virgo, you see what is the ninth lord? From Virgo, ninth lord is Venus again. So we write Venus and dash 12. From the moon, the ninth lord is Saturn over here. If you put, see, moon is in Gemini. From Gemini, the ninth lord is Saturn. Saturn is allotted what? 1. So over here the total is 12 plus 1, which is 13. Now 13 divided by 12, 12 ones, and then we get 1 as a reminder. So where is the Indu Lagna? Because we are calculating from the moon, over there only 1. So we stop at there only, moon. There at the Gemini point, there is the Indu Lagna. So this is how first you have to find your Indu Lagna, and then only you will now come to the judgment of the Indu Lagna, how and what needs to be seen. Now see, if you do not, you need not do all these things. If you go to Jagannath Hora, in Jagannath Hora, Indu Lagna is given. If you open it, where the natal horoscope, the Navansh, the first page itself, you will have the Lagna, the number of planets, longitude, latitude, all these. You will have Indu Lagna, you will have Bhrigu Bindu, you will have Sri Lagna, you will have all these things, Upapada Lagna, Arudha Lagna, all these things will be given in a side column. So there you can easily find your Indu Lagna, and definitely you can see the nakshatra of the Indu Lagna also, which is very, very important, where in which nakshatra your Indu Lagna is placed. Just now the horoscope that I showed you, the Indu Lagna is in Gemini and the nakshatra is Adra nakshatra. So that is very important regarding to find out like which nakshatra the Indu Lagna falls. Now, before going further and showing you all the horoscopes, I have taken certain nakshatras in my understanding, which I have seen works very well with Indu Lagna. In the first comes the nakshatra of Rohini. Very nice nakshatra if you have an Indu Lagna over there. Then comes Mrigashira in Taurus, and then it flows to Gemini also. Punarvasu, Gemini, and then flowing into Cancer is also good to have a Indu Lagna. Then definitely Pushya. Pushya is the accumulation nakshatra. Whether, Pushya is one of the greatest. Rohini, Pushya, Mrigashira, Punarvasu, these all comes till Aslesha. Aslesha, I will not take too much. So in till Cancer, there are 4 nakshatras I am pinpointing. One is Rohini, next is Mrigashira, then is Punarvasu, and then is Pushya. Now we come to Leo. In Leo, there are 2 great wealth giving nakshatra. One is Purva Falguni and one is Uttar Falguni also. Purva Falguni is even more, but Uttar Falguni is also a good nakshatra. It flows on to Virgo, and Hasta in Virgo is also great. All the moon nakshatras are good actually. I'll come to that. Then in the Libra falls Swati and Vishaka. Very good in accumulation. If I'm talking about Indu Lagna nakshatra, if you have Indu Lagna over here, that is very important. Then comes Mula, which is also wealth generating. Obviously, Ketu nakshatra, these are uncanny wealth. They can reach a different maximum level, but there can be other fallouts of this wealth also. That's a different thing, but Mula generates wealth, no doubt, and it gives Ketu nakshatra. And I'm not talking about Magha and Ashwini. No, Mula, I have seen wealth is huge wealth is generated with Mula nakshatra. Then comes Purva Ashada. Obviously, Venus nakshatras are all good and money giving. Then comes Dhanishta, Mars nakshatra. Yeah, it's a great nakshatra for wealth. Then Shravan nakshatra. Shravan is also great, again a moon nakshatra. Then I come to Uttar Bhadrapada, Saturn nakshatra. And also last but not the least is Revati. So these are my 15 nakshatras. You can find on your screen now. You can take a screenshot. Rohini, Mrigashira, Punarvasu, Pushya, Purva Falguni, Uttar Falguni, Hasta, Swati, Vishakha, Mula, Uttar Ashada, Shravan, Dhanishta, Uttar Bhadrapada, Revati. These all nakshatras, if you have your Indu Lagna in these nakshatras, it can really generate good and better to much amount of wealth, depending upon the whole horoscope. What is the promise of the horoscope? That is also very important. Now, what to see in an Indu Lagna, that I will talk about a little bit. Now see, the first horoscope already I have shown you. In this horoscope, if you see, this person is having he's a Virgo Lagna. He's a Virgo Lagna and Gemini moon. Now, what we have to do is that we have to put this Gemini moon as the Indu Lagna. So, the horoscope will look like this, that is now shown on your screen. So we have the Indu Lagna on the moon and the Rahu, where the Indu Lagna is very prominent. You can see over there. Now, to see Indu Lagna, there are certain points. Let me first talk about those points a little bit. A strong Indu Lagna, and from the Indu Lagna, you have to check the Upachya houses, how strong they are. That is very important when you talk about your own. Suppose you have found the Indu Lagna, now make it the Lagna. From there, the Upachya houses should be strong. Then it's a good support to the Indu Lagna. Now, Dasha and the Indu Lagna should be judged together. Now, see, suppose you have a very strong Indu Lagna, but you do not get the Dasha at all, then definitely money will come. But suppose you have a Dasha of the same, where the Indu Lagna is placed, or a planet aspecting the Indu Lagna, that is very important. Suppose I'll give you a very quick and very fast, to understanding. Our film star, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, has Aquarius Lagna and Swati moon, Libra moon. Now he has Indu Lagna in the Rohini Nakshatra in the fourth house in Taurus. Now Saturn, his Lagan lord, is sitting in Rohini Nakshatra. Now when this happens, and when he ran his Saturn Mahadasha, before also he was earning, later also, but that phase gave him lot amount of wealth. So that is how the Indu Lagna and Dasha needs to be judged together, which is very, very important. The third point is the ninth house from Indu Lagna is very important. That is the Bhagya of the Lagna. In the ninth house of the Hindu Lagna, if you have an exalted planet, or if the lord of the nakshatra of the Hindu Lagna is either exalted or debilitated and retrograde, then also you get Dhan Yoga, a lot of Dhan, due to that nakshatra lord of the Hindu Lagna. Very important. Then nakshatra lord of the Hindu Lagna, where it is placed. Suppose it is placed in the 6, 8, 12 from the Hindu Lagna, you should be very cautious regarding your wealth. Wealth can come, that is not a problem, but wealth can see sudden hiccups also. So that is also very, very important. Then, which I have not written over here, you see if many planets are aspecting the Hindu Lagna, any, prominent planets, or prominent planets are sitting on the Hindu Lagna, that is also very important. Like suppose you have a Jupiter on the Hindu Lagna, or a Saturn Rahu aspecting an Hindu Lagna. This is very important. Without any planet aspecting Hindu Lagna also it will work, but not to that greatest extent, these. Now transit of big planets from the Hindu Lagna is also very important. Now if you have transit of a prominent Saturn on the Hindu Lagna, 2nd, 5th, 9th, 10th, 11th, these, or 7th, this is very, very important. It is boosting your Hindu Lagna, for that matter Jupiter also. So that is why the understanding of the Hindu Lagna depends on many, many factors. I have just given some factors. First factor is, you see, how is the lord of the Hindu Lagna. Suppose wherever your Hindu Lagna is, how much strength that house, the lord of the house, has. If it is situated in a good position, then obviously you will see the lord of the nakshatra of the Hindu Lagna. Just I talked about Amitabh Bachchan, like he has Rohini as his Hindu Lagna. Now Rohini is ruled by moon. So moon he has in Swati Nakshatra, in Rahu's Nakshatra. So this is very important. You now see the Upachya houses from the Hindu Lagna. That is very, very important, because Upachya houses means your wealth is growing with time. You see, if your lord or the nakshatra lord is exalted, that is very important for the Hindu Lagna. Then it becomes really good. Or 5th or 9th house from Hindu Lagna has an exalted planet, or a good planet, or a Swagrihi planet. That is also very important. So all these things are very important. And then comes, last but not the least, your Dasha and the transit. If the Dasha gives you the, that flavor, suppose you run a Dasha, the planet is placed on the Hindu Lagna and it's a good planet, then what more do you want? Or if you have a planet which is 11th to the Hindu Lagna and the Dasha starts running, excellent. What else? Or if you have a good Jupiter in the 5-9 from Hindu Lagna, or on the Hindu Lagna it is sitting, 159 Jupiter from the Hindu Lagna, it is sitting in your natal and the Dasha starts, excellent. So these kind of things determine whether your horoscope has the potential of generating not only the wealth, but the wealth runs and grows with time. Now, see, it is very difficult to pinpoint the amount of wealth, whether it is 100 crores, whether it is 10 crores, which is 500 crores, multi-billion, billionaire, millionaire, what, that's quite difficult, which I'll say very genuinely, it's not easy. When we see a horoscope, it's not very easy to find whether this person will have 10 crores or 500 or 5,000 crores. That is quite difficult to understand, though there are Sri Lagna, there is Manduk Dasha, there is lot of other things, but to understand whether this horoscope is capable of generating a stable wealth or not, that can be seen, that can be very much seen with the Dhani yogas and clubbed with the Indu Lagna. So that is what my topic is for today. Now, to extend my topic, let me take in certain horoscopes so that I'm able to put my point forward, that what I'm exactly trying to say. Now, see, first you see this is a horoscope of Capricorn Lagna, and Capricorn Lagna and Moon is in Gemini. Now, when I calculate the Indu Lagna, it comes to Aquarius, which is the native's second house. Now see the horoscope that I've put in. The Indu Lagna becomes what? Aquarius. And who is sitting over there? Saturn. Now, Sun is also sitting over there, and Saturn is slightly combusted. So, over here, the deduction is that, see, obviously this person will have wealth, no doubt about that. And see, in the Kendra and Trikon, a good Jupiter, the Jupiter's placement from the Indu Lagna is also good. See, look at the Indu Lagna. Now understand, Mercury and Venus has gone to the 12th house. The ninth lord and the fifth lord both have gone to the 12th house, right? And in the ninth house, Rahu is sitting. Rahu's position is good. It is sitting in Swati Nakshatra. So, what it little bit denotes is that, see, the person will she is in Jupiter Mahadasha. She will go into Saturn Mahadasha, but not immediately, 5-6 years down the line. Now, what happens is that Jupiter is giving her a constant flow of wealth because it is in a Upachya house from the Indu Lagna. Solved. Jupiter Mahadasha, Upachya house, Jupiter is sitting in. This is a great combination. Now, when she will go into Saturn Mahadasha, because Saturn is combusted, but still it is her Lagna Lord also. Understand, she is a Capricorn ascendant, and the Lagna Lord itself is Saturn sitting in the Indu Lagna. Now over here, because it is combusted, and from the Indu Lagna, the 5th and 9th Lord Venus Mercury has gone to the 12th, she may go through some kind of change from the foreign places also, from the because the 5th and 9th both have gone to the foreign places. She may be, or it looks like that she will go through this change of going out from India and going to some part of foreign lands and settling over there, and then again start with her monetary earnings, so these kind of things can be very much well seen from the Hindu Lagna. But what is the saving factor is that, see, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and also Rahu is aspecting this Aquarius, which is its co-lord also. So one thing is guaranteed, this girl will definitely, she will earn and she will accumulate lot of money in this lifetime. Yes, because Sun is there with Saturn on the Hindu Lagna, there can be some clashes. clashes in the sense when the monetary flow may go through some ups and downs due to her environmental other factors, but still, because Rahu is also aspecting this Hindu Lagna, which is also aspecting its own house Aquarius, this person will definitely go through again a phase where she will be able to earn and accumulate and do really good with her finances. So that is how Indu Lagna helps us. Now let me come to the next horoscope. Now here also you see the horoscope that I've put in. We have a Virgo Lagna, Mercury being on the Lagna, retrograde but exalted. And if you come to the Indu Lagna, it is the 10th house has become now the Lagna where Rahu and Moon is there. Now see, one thing about this horoscope is that I remember it very well. Again, this person has gone through Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, three dasha. Now he is on the verge of, he had a great life of work. Now he is thinking of retirement because he is in Ketu, but still he has not retired yet. Now let us talk about first from the Indu Lagna, his Jupiter Dasha. Now see, Indu Lagna nakshatra is Ardra over here. Okay. Now Jupiter Dasha, when he ran his Jupiter, again 10th Jupiter, it is great for money. He had worked hard and he had the flow of money was very sure, and he traveled far and wide. Jupiter is in Pisces. So he traveled, he worked, and he got money, and it was running really well. It was really well. But he was a salaried person at that point of time. Now you see, when Saturn Dasha came, now see, this is from the Indu Lagna, and Rahu Moon being on the Lagna, Saturn is in the 8th house. Now here he started having different problems. Why? Because he was now shifting himself from regular job to a business of his own. Lot of hard work. Saturn in Capricorn. Yes, 8th house also gives money, no doubt about that. 8th house is property, your unearned wealth and all these. Now you see over here, this is the thing. When he was setting up his business, his wife helped him with money. A strong Saturn in the Indu Lagna's, from the Indu Lagna's 8th house in Capricorn. He got property and money from his pedigree, also from his father, all these things. Then in the Saturn Mahadasha, slowly his business started running. Now comes the Mercury Mahadasha. Now Mercury Mahadasha is again, the Indu Lagna is about Mercury, and the Lord of the Indu Lagna, Mercury, is exalted, right, and it is retrograde. So here he had amassed great amount of wealth in the Mercury Mahadasha when he has finally started doing all the things that he wanted. The business was set up by Saturn. He did not see a boom in Saturn, but then in Mercury Mahadasha, it was like money was coming to him, and he really did very good wealth wise in his Mercury Mahadasha. So this is also a great example of how Indu Lagna works for you. So now come to another horoscope. Here this horoscope, you can see it's a Cancer Lagna horoscope, and the Indu Lagna is in Scorpio where Jupiter is situated. Now see, this person is again in Jupiter Mahadasha, and now when you see the Indu Lagna, Jupiter is on the Lagna. Okay, and he has Indu Lagna in the nakshatra of Jyeshtha, which is Mercury's nakshatra. Where is Mercury placed? In Leo. Retrograde with Sun, Venus, Moon, all in the 10th house. So see, he is running now. See, money is just coming for this person. Though he's a salaried person, but he has lot of his investments in different fields. And you see, Indu Lagna is aspected by Saturn. Jupiter is sitting over there, and all the planets, in so many planets in Upachya house from the Indu Lagna, you see Mars and Rahu is in third house. In the 10th house, all the planets are there. Saturn is also there in the seventh house, aspecting the Indu Lagna, and Jupiter itself is on the Lagna. So see, this is the way the wealth of a person is judged from the Hindu Lagna. It becomes very clear. It becomes very clear. Suppose you have a chart of the Hindu Lagna where no much planet is there in the Upachya house. Most planets have gone to 6, 8, 12. Suppose this can happen, right? So when this happens, the person will have break journey. They will have. Suppose you have a Indu Lagna where an opposite planet is sitting on the Indu Lagna. Suppose you have, what can I say? You have Jupiter Indu Lagna Sagittarius, suppose, and Venus is sitting over there. Now, this will not be very easy because from Sagittarius, Venus is the sixth lord. Yes, 11th lord also, but before that, it will make you work hard. And the money will not come very easily to you. So the judgment of this small thing has really gives lot of clarity to the wealth that we are able to accumulate and generate in this lifetime. I have found it very accurate most of the time. Yeah, but obviously, see, that's why astrology is a probabilistic science, right? Whenever I predict to my the people who come to me, I tell them that 70% it can be right, 30% if it's a bad prediction also, keep hope, because it's the God will. It can go in that way which is not expected, whether good or whether bad. Suppose you are coming for a good dasha. I'll come up with the dasha interpretation also. Do not get over enthusiastic today, as we have talked about Indu Lagna. Do not get over enthusiastic. If money comes, keep it. Lakshmi is chanchala, that's we say. It moves, it keeps on moving. So once it has bestowed the things on you, better to keep it wrapped up and safe, and give done, do good things, whatever that can be done to enhance the prosperity. So hope this helps in some way or the other in you finding the Hindu Lagna of your horoscope, so that in dire necessities you are able to find your path and way out. Because I believe that in this 3D world, when we are living, we definitely need money, and that is the sustenance. That is very important. First is because we are given that mortal body that needs sustenance. Then definitely the working of the mortal body is dependent on the spiritual factors, which is very much important. How to navigate this life like a Google map, so that is spirituality. It gives us the vision, which makes us lead life in a better, calmer way and in a more positive way. Saying this, so I end my video over there. I'll come back sooner with a better video. Until next time, take care, friends. Bye bye.